to Rheumatoid Diaries, or welcome if you're just coming for the first time. I'm glad to have you here. I did my first video recently, and it was more of an intro just to give a little bit of backstory on how I think my rheumatoid arthritis started. You can look back on that if you'd like to hear about that. In that intro, I mentioned medications and that I had been on a gamut of them when I finally got a doctor to believe that something was wrong. Medication started. It was crazy. I don't know whether to list all the medications or even where to go with this exactly. I'm honestly winging it because I do best winging things. So I had an internist initially believe that something was wrong finally, and he thought it was lupus at first. And you get treated the same way for lupus as you would for rheumatoid arthritis, and I may still have both. I don't know for sure. It's kind of the you got lupus, you don't thing. I do have kidney involvement, so there's a strong possibility. Anyway, so I started off with methotrexate and Plaquenil, and the doctor wanted to also put me on steroids, like prednisone or whatever. I refused them, and I will save that for another video. I refused the prednisone and steroids. I'll save that for a whole other video. But I went on the methotrexate and the Plaquenil, and thankfully I had researched a lot about the different medications prior, because I suspected I had rheumatoid arthritis and or lupus from the beginning. So I did a lot of reading up, and I won't be able to talk about all the meds today, but I'll stick to the methotrexate and the Plaquenil. Methotrexate is actually a chemo med, so it is harsh. Like, I had to do injection once a week, and it wasn't even like subcutaneous injection, it was an intramuscular injection, which the pharmacist found very strange because normally it is a sub-Q injection. Anyway, actually I think I started with the pills for the first very short stint, and because they were so unpredictable as to when the side effects were going to hit, and there's less side effects with the injection, I very quickly went to the doctor and asked for the injection option. And I'm glad I did, because I mean, the side effects are brutal, but at least I knew that they were going to happen within the first 2 minutes of the injection. So I knew when my downtime would be. And for me, the methotrexate caused like extreme fatigue. Like, I was just 2 minutes after the injection, it's like I'm on the couch. And it gives you a bad taste, which I knew ahead of time, so I would chew gum to help. And for many, it makes them nauseous. It didn't me, and for that I was grateful, because nauseousness is one of my biggest fears and concerns. I can't stand it for lots of reasons, so I was really glad I didn't do that for me. But the brain fog, like, I could not finish sentences. I still actually, after many years of being off of it now, I still have trouble at times finishing sentences or getting words out. That was like huge, and it happened often. Well, it happened constantly. So there was that, and then I've been known to get the occasional aura or ocular migraine. More often than not, the pain doesn't follow. The odd time it does. When I was on methotrexate, I was getting ocular migraines like 3 times a day. And for any of you that have dealt with ocular migraines, you know it's hard to see. I couldn't drive, and because it was so unpredictable, I didn't want to drive anywhere because I was afraid it would happen while I was driving. So those are the biggest side effects for me. They were brutal. And I stayed on the Plaquenil, but it wasn't helping at all. And Plaquenil, as many of you may know and some may not, that it's known to damage your eyesight. So I was very concerned because I was on the highest dose of Plaquenil daily that you can be on. So because it wasn't helping, and the methotrexate was really rough on me, as I'm sure it is on a lot of people, I went, they took me off of it, and that led to the next medications, which I will go to in the next video because I don't want to make this too long. I do want to know from you guys, how did your rheumatoid start? Like, how were you diagnosed? What were your first symptoms? And how quickly were you diagnosed? Because it took, for me, like 6 years or more to actually get a semi-diagnosis. So I just wonder what your experiences are. I'd love to hear from you, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because it is a hard battle, I know, and it's good to learn from you guys too, what you've gone through and what has and hasn't worked for you. And let me know in the comments if there's anything that you want to discuss or any questions that you have for me. I'd be happy to address them in the video or do a Q&A or something like that. And with that, I will say there is hope. Hope is a good thing.